Break the concrete, let the rhythm take your soul. Venice is weeping under the moon. The tide is rising, but it's too soon. Floating away on a dark lagoon, drowned in the echo of a forgotten tune. Ancient walls whispering secrets tonight. Got the shadows hiding out of our sight. Hold my hand before we drift too far under the shadow of a dying star. Take your soul. Lost in Venice night, we slip away where the dark horizon turns to gray. Hear how the plugs scream, piercing the mind, leaving the chaotic world far behind. Fading ocean whispers to a quiet land. The mountain silhouettes against the gray. We watch the city lights just fade away. Warm breeze is moving through the open air. We're running wild without a single care. Hold me before the stars begin to fall. This is the midnight that belongs to all. Can you feel the tide is pulling us too deep? While all the world is falling fast asleep. Take my hand before the morning cries. Look at the neon through my open eyes. Into the dark way. Let the bassline take your Lost in Rio night, we slip away where the dark horizon turns to gray. Hear how the plugs scream, piercing the mind, leaving the chaotic world far behind. In Rio night, under the mountain glow, we lose control, letting the heavy bass swallow the soul. Hear how the plugs scream, piercing the mind, leaving the chaotic world far behind. Silence speaks in Liverpool tonight. We're drowning in the silver light. No footsteps on the cobblestone, just two hearts in the shadow zone. floating in the night. We lose ourselves inside this golden mile. Warm wind is blowing from the ancient place, washing away the history and the pains. Hold my hand before the shadows fade away. We are the dreamers who refuse the day. Can you feel the heat is rising in the dark? Every heartbeat leaving behind a spark. Take a final step into the neon glow. Let the secret currents start to flow. Into the deep night, lose all control. Lost in Cairo night, we slip away, where the dark horizon turns to gray. Hear how the plucks scream, piercing the mind, leaving the chaotic world far behind. In Cairo night, under the golden glow, we lose control, letting the heavy bass swallow the soul. Hear how the plucks scream, piercing the mind, leaving the chaotic world far behind. Fade away into the sand. Amsterdam canals, the green, the prettiest night that I've ever seen. Bridges are glowing under the mist, like a secret world that shouldn't exist. We bicycle through the alleyways cold, chasing a dream that is centuries old. Don't say goodbye, just look at the sky, let the reflection catch your eye. Can you feel the magic starting to brew? Every single heartbeat belongs to you. Hold me close before the morning comes. Listen to how the frequency hums. sweet cinematic dream. Whispers of static dancing across the wire, fueling the engine, lighting a silent fire. We don't need a map, we don't need a place to go. Just let the currents take us where the rivers flow. Digital stars, driving too fast past the neon bars. Soul is awake, but I feel so alone, looking for you in this kingdom of stone. Glowing in a ruby red shade, watching the memories we secretly made. Don't say it's over, don't leave me behind. You are the loop playing inside my mind. Can you lost in soul night, we fade away, where the dark horizon turns to gray. Hear how the clocks scream, piercing the mind, leaving the chaotic world far behind. And so night. Under the tower glow, we lose control, letting the heavy bass swallow the soul. Hear how the clocks scream, piercing the mind, leaving the chaotic world far behind. Into the cold. Sydney Harbor sleeping in the blue. The ocean wind is whispering of you. Sails of white are blending with the dark, leaving on the water just a silent spark. Bridges glowing high above the deep, while the rest of the world is falling fast asleep. Hold my breath before we float away. We don't need the sun, we don't need the day. Can you feel the current pulling at the shore? In this dark paradise, we only ask for letting the heavy bass swallow the soul. Hear how the clocks scream, piercing the mind, leaving the chaotic world far behind. Fade away into the deep, into the deep.